Imagine a product that makes money without making anything real. It is invisible, but you buy it every day. That product is debt. Debt is not just borrowing money. It is the most profitable product ever made. It has paid for wars. It has broken empires. It has trapped whole countries. It has taken money from normal people for centuries. Most people do not know where debt started. They do not know who built it. They do not know why it rules money today. Debt is the story of money and power. Debt is a promise. You take money now. You say you will pay later. But interest hides inside that promise. Interest turns your future into someone else's profit. Thousands of years ago, people fought this idea. In old Mesopotamia, they wrote debts on clay tablets. Kings erased those debts from time to time. They called it a debt jubilee. They knew too much debt would destroy the land. The Bible says forgive debt every 50 years. Debt can turn free people into slaves. But powerful people learned a trick. They stopped erasing debt. They started using it as a weapon. In the Middle Ages, the church said interest is sin. Bankers found secret ways around the rule. They wrote loans that looked like trade deals. They invented new paper tricks. By the Renaissance, families like the Medici ruled with loans. They lent to kings. They lent to popes. They lent to merchants. They got money back. They got power back. Debt became the engine of control. The big change came in the 1600s. The Dutch needed money to fight Spain. They sold bonds to their own people. A bond is a promise from the government. Buy it, get interest, sell it later. War was no longer limited by gold in the vault. War could go on forever on borrowed time. England copied the idea. In 1694, they started the Bank of England. The government borrowed from the bank. The bank printed paper notes. The notes were backed by government debt. Debt became normal for the state. Debt never had to end. It just rolled over year after year. Bankers became the real power behind the king. Lending to governments was the safest game. Governments can tax people to pay you back. Wars got bigger. Empires got richer. Creditors got richer still. It was a perfect circle. War needs debt. Debt needs war. More debt, more profit. By the 1700s and 1800s, bond markets ruled the world. London sold bonds. Paris sold bonds. Amsterdam sold bonds. Armies marched on debt. Ships sailed on debt. Colonies were stolen on debt. But debt did not stay with kings. It came down to normal people. Railroads needed money to build tracks. Factories needed money to buy machines. They sold bonds. They took bank loans. Workers got jobs from those companies. Then workers borrowed to buy houses. They borrowed to buy tools. They borrowed to buy clothes. Debt was everywhere. By the 1900s, debt became a daily product. Mortgages, car loans, credit cards, student loans. Life was built on borrowing. Here is the secret. Debt does not make profit once. Every interest payment moves money up, from you to the bank, month after month, year after year. A house costs one price. With a mortgage, you pay 2 or 3 times more. A credit card bill grows faster than you can pay. Debt is made to last forever. It locks you in. Debt needs no factory. Debt needs no steel. Debt needs no workers. Debt makes money from time. The first people to see this became the richest. Amsterdam merchants, London bankers, Wall Street traders. They built the money system we have today. The system does not just hold debt, it grows debt. It needs debt to live. After World War II, debt became global law. In 1944, leaders met at Bretton Woods. They made the IMF. They made the World Bank. They said these groups would help poor countries. But help came with rules. Borrow money, follow our orders, cut your schools, cut your hospitals, sell your companies cheap. Debt became a way to control nations. The USA and Europe wrote the rules. Poor countries lost their freedom. They paid interest forever. At home, banks found a new market. Normal families. After the war, millions wanted houses. Banks said, sign here for 30 years. Owning a home became the dream. But the dream came with chains. Car loans came next. Furniture on credit. Then the credit card. Debt stopped being shameful. Debt became proud. Buy now, pay later, live big today, worry tomorrow. Banks loved it. Millions of small payments, all with interest. Governments loved it. People spent money they did not have. The economy looked strong. Companies loved it. Customers kept buying. Debt was the fuel of everything. Banks did not want you to pay fast. They wanted you to pay, slow, refinance, extend, roll over. The longer you owe, the more they make. Governments borrowed instead of taxing. Politicians promised gifts today. Future kids would pay. Central banks printed money to help. Debt became the skeleton of money. In the 1970s, oil prices exploded. Arab countries had extra dollars. American banks took those dollars. They lent them to poor countries. Build roads, they said. Build power plants, they said. Everyone borrowed. Then interest rates went sky high. Poor countries could not pay. In 1982, Mexico said stop. The debt crisis began. The answer was more debt. IMF loans with harder rules. Sell your water. Sell your mines. Cut your wages. People suffered. Banks collected. In rich countries, banks invented new games. Take home loans, bundle them, sell the bundles as bonds. Call them safe. Sell again. Collect fees every step. Wall Street stopped making things. Wall Street made debt packages. They called it financialization. Debt became the raw material. Profit was huge. Risk was hidden. Then 2008 hit. Millions of bad home loans. Bundles turned to poison. Banks fell. Governments saved the banks. People lost houses. People lost jobs. Banks got bailouts. Debt did not shrink. Debt grew bigger. Central banks cut rates to zero. They printed trillions. Cheap money for everyone. Borrow more. Borrow more. Global debt passed $300 trillion. 3 times the world's yearly work. Never have so many owed so much. We call it growth. We call it normal. A student borrows $50,000. They call it investment. A couple signs for a house. They call it the dream. Governments borrow every year. Voters do not see the bill. Inflation eats the value quiet. Prosperity is just borrowed time. Banks still win. They earn on every loan. They earn on refinancing. They earn on collections. Investors buy government bonds. They bet on whole countries. Hedge funds buy cheap bad debt. They wait for pain to pay. Rating agencies sell grades. Good grade, cheap loan. Bad grade, pay more. Debt is a giant market. Promises are bought and sold. Interest moves money up. From millions of wallets to a few giant banks. Rich people borrow cheap. They buy more assets. Poor people borrow expensive. They stay stuck. Debt draws the line between classes. Now new tech is coming. Central banks want digital money. Money you can program. Money you can track. Loans decided by code. Interest changed in seconds. Penalties instant. They call it modern. History says watch out. Every upgrade helps the lender. The borrower loses freedom. Debt is not neutral. Debt is not natural. Debt was built on purpose. Debt turns your tomorrow into profit today. Debt is the perfect product. No cost to make. Endless supply. Endless demand. To beat debt, owe less. Question easy credit. See the trap in every offer. From old clay tablets to phone apps. From Dutch bonds to crypto loans. The story never changes. Debt helps the lender. Debt hurts the borrower. Debt builds the world for the few. We are told to love it. We are told it is freedom. We are told borrowing is winning. Real winning is owing nothing. History shows the truth. Look close, see the pattern, break the chain. If this opened your eyes, share it. Tell one friend, wake one mind. The next Jubilee starts with you. Debt is a choice. Choose freedom.